Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am cycle day 15 and I thought I'd give you TTCers an update on how I'm going through this stressful dash happy time. As you know, I updated you on cycle day 8 and that was when my AF had stopped and my husband and I were taking a different approach and trying different days to what we did last cycle. So instead of 7, 9, 11 and then full on towards the end of the fertile period, we were staggering it. So we were going to do day 8, day 10, etc. So I was going to let you know how I've got on and also how I've got on with my OPKs. As you know, I bought a bulk lot on Amazon, the 1 steps. You got quite a lot for about £8, so it worked out a bit more cost effective. But the good news was they were wide strips, so I thought I'd get on a lot better. And as you guys know, I also did one on day 8 and I started tracking my OPKs on day 8 this time, which was again a different approach from last. On day 8, as you guys know, I had a candy pink line, which it's not a positive, it's still a negative reading, but that normally suggests that you're probably about 4 days away from ovulating, because you normally get that strong line and then you're like 24 to 48 hours ready to release the egg. So it is only a rough guide always, and every single cycle that you have is different and every person is different. So it is really tricky because everyone just assumes you go slap bang halfway through your cycle. So if you're a 28-day cycle, you ovulate on day 14. And as you guys also know, if you've been following my journey, I'm a 28-day cycle, occasionally 29 days. I've given up breastfeeding, I've gone through a miscarriage, and I've had quite a stressful time when we started TTCing. So that has affected my period a little bit. In October, I think it went of the 34-day cycle. I've actually done a video on that if you want to go back, and it tells you some good tips on how I actually did get my cycle started again, because there's nothing worse than when you're TTCing not to have a period. That's when you really do want one. But apart from that, once I gave up breastfeeding, after a month or 2, I went back into a 28-day cycle, which I assumed was going to happen. Yeah, so I've been 28 days, the last 2 cycles, and I've had my miscarriage. So I assumed I would be ovulating. Normally get niggly about day 12, and that's when I normally get a light OPK. And then on day 14, that's when I've been seeing the dark OPK to say, right, get baby dancing. This time it's been a bit different, and this just shows you how different it can be. And I thought I'd let you guys know, because I know there's a few of you having the same issues out there who also have TTCing channels. So as you guys know, I started logging this on day 8 for you, and I don't know if you can see that, the light's really bad. I had a very, very light OPK stick, day 8 of my cycle, and as you can see there's a nice big juicy fat tick near S, so that meant we did baby dance cycle day 8, so that was fine. I had a little bit of CM that filled a panty liner, but not fertile, I wouldn't have thought. But that to me was sort of saying, that's a bit weird, but I probably will then be ovulating, probably day 12. That's what I was thinking in my head. Anyway, I did an OPK stick and I thought, that's good, there's a line there. So there was a very, very faint line in the morning, and I tested with 10 AM urine. They suggest with OPKs you always use afternoon wee on these ones, but anyhow, I did 10 o'clock and it was quite a good strength. It had been inside me for about 3 hours, and I also tested at 4 PM and I got a faint line again. Day 9, we didn't baby dance. My CM was a medium flow, not particularly egg whitey, it was more lotiony, but it was there. And I did an OPK again. And I'm sorry about the light, I hope you can see this. I've got the faintest line at 3 PM and a squinter at 11 AM. So they're both really squinty. I'm going to explain to you just in case you can't see them. I've just got to do my best because I've got a short frame of time to video this. But anyhow, there's a real squinty line there and a squinty line there. So already my OPK is becoming lighter on day 9. So then I'm thinking perhaps there's a little bit of estrogen still in me from my period. I had no idea what it meant. So I was just glad that I was tracking early. Had no niggles, nothing, no symptoms, nothing for ovulation. Day 10, we decided not to baby dance. We were both shattered, not up for it, and I thought, you know what matters if there's a 2-day gap? I'm obviously not fertile, so it's not going to matter too much. My CM was medium flow again, that lotiony sort of, not thick and egg whitey, but it was there. It had gone from watery to it's getting thicker now. I needed 2 panty liners that day. Sorry if it's TMI, but again, it's a TTCing channel. And I was feeling wetter down below, so it was saying to me day 10, perhaps that day 8 strip was sort of gearing me up for ovulation. But anyhow, I did 4 OPKs. I've got a bit eager beaver. You can't see a lot. It's not the light either. I'm going to be honest with you people. It's not the light. It is, there's nothing. Literally in the morning, I tested at 10 AM, 2 PM, 6:30. And I'm going to explain them to you. So the first one, you can see, on the first one, there's quite a line. It's a little bit more definite than yesterday's, as in day 9. So that's making me think perhaps my wee wasn't strong enough. But then as we go to 2 PM, again, I've held my wee for at least 3 hours, nothing there. And there's nothing there at 6:30. And I did another one at 6:30 with the same urine, because I thought, what are these strips like? If you held it to a light and it was a pregnancy test, you would be saying that's a squinty line. But anyhow, the line at 2 PM, you couldn't see, but at 10 AM, you could. Now, all that concentrated urine had been inside me for at least 3 hours. I made sure of it. But you can't beat, I don't think, morning urine, but these OPKs do say afternoon wee. So that was cycle day 10, medium flow of CM, used the 1 steps, and really I just got that faint reading. So I'm thinking it's a bit stronger than day 8. It is a bit of a stronger line than day 8, but had nothing on day 9. So I don't know whether it was my testing. I have no idea. Perhaps you can comment down below if you've had this. So I was getting a bit stressed out really. Anyway, we baby danced day 11, which I thought was a key day. We've left it 2 days, so there's a nice build up there of strength. And I did an OPK, a 1 step at 7:30 AM with first morning urine. And again, a very faint line. There's the faint line, the strong one's the control line, but nothing there is jumping out at all. So that was 7:30. Done one at 10 AM. Again, 2.5 hours of not having the loo, nothing on there. 6 PM, a squinty line. And then I tried a different brand, like my Wilco's brand, and nothing on there. But 6 PM, I had a squinter. Like, can you see it? Nothing on the others, but a squinter. So day 11, we baby danced anyway. We thought, well, just go for it. I have a 28-day cycle. I'm going to go for it. CM, lots of wet CM. And I've written here, I think my urine must be too weak. I'm not sure what's going on. So I thought about it all night thinking, oh gosh, what is happening? I can't, is it the OPK strips? Because I've never used them before. Yet 3 of you have commented they're brilliant, they're great. So I thought maybe it was me. I just think maybe you should just pick a day, a time of 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Make sure you've had your wee inside you for at least 2 or 3 hours and then do it. I have no idea. But I was trying to hold on to my pee as long as I could. Trying to not drink, but it's been really hot, so I have probably had in between these a good 3 or 4 drinks. Anyway, so that was day 11. We baby danced, CM was lots, but OPKs were not giving me a great reading. So on day 12, which was Saturday this week, I just thought, you know what, I thought I had slight niggles on my left, I wasn't sure, but I thought I'm going to go and buy a digital OPK, because I just thought, you guys say how good it is. You can get the OPKs that just detect your 2 fertile days, or you can get the advanced which detect 4 fertile days. So I thought I'm going to invest in one of those. So day 12, which was Saturday, I had lots of CM. It was a little bit more watery than lotiony, but it was thick. And I did the digital, and I bought this digital. You guys are all using them, I know. One of those where you get the holder, you slot the stick in the holder, you get 10 in a pack. And I obviously didn't get this till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So my OPK's in the morning on day 12. This is why I went and bought one, because I got a squinty line there and then nothing. So I'm thinking, well, we've baby danced day 8 and day 11. We're all on track. We're taking our vitamins. The CM is there. Everything is good for ovulation, apart from I haven't had any definite of ovary pain or pelvic pain. And normally day 12, day 13, I feel a bit niggly. I haven't. So I bought this digital OPK and it immediately flashed up. And can you see that? It flashes up circle when it's low fertility. And that's what it flashed up. But then I read the instructions and it said when you first use one of these, it always comes up a circle first, because the holders are personal to you. They determine what your hormone levels are to you, and it's that's why you can't carry on using the same holder. You need a new one each, a new one for a different person. I couldn't like lend it to you if I hadn't used it all, because it's personal to you. But it does say you normally get that result first when you very first try it. That's why they suggest if you're a 28-day cycle, start using this on day 8 or day 9. Well, I couldn't do that because I didn't have it. So day 12, afternoon pee, did it and got the circle which says low fertility. So then day 13, I thought, right, I'm going to do the digital first thing in the morning. My pee had been obviously a 7-hour sleep, hadn't weed in the night, deliberately didn't pee in the night. And I did the digital in the morning at like 7 a.m. and I was really chuffed because I'm going to show you these in a minute, but I got a flashing high fertility face. High fertility means you should be 2 to 3 days away from peak ovulation. Peak ovulation gives you a static smiley face. That is and they recommend when you get the flashing smiley, make love, because it's a really good time to sort of get things going for the baby making. When you get a static face, that's optimum time to get going for the baby making. So I've got a flashing smiley at this point, so I'm really happy. I'm thinking, well, things must be happening for me. So yeah, I did it again at 3 o'clock, and again it's a flashing face. They recommend as soon as you get the flashing smiley that you can test with a digital twice a day, as long as you've been holding your pee for a few hours. So that's exactly what I did. I did it at 3 o'clock and it's still flashing. No other symptoms. Did the OPK strips and they were just squinty lines. So, hello darling. I'm just explaining about Mummy's new machine. So you sit there and I'll just do this nicely and you can see yourself on TV as well. Okay, you sit there and let Mummy finish because I'm nearly done. So day 13 was Sunday. So in the morning, we had a flashing smiley face with first morning urine and I was really chuffed. I sent a little video of it to my husband going, oh my God, everything is happening. It does mean I think I'm going to be ovulating tonight or tomorrow. And he's like, well, at least we've got the ball rolling. Everything's in place. So I was really expecting a solid face by... I was expecting a solid face, hopefully, by later on day 13 or at least day 14. That's what I was expecting. I'm just about to show the ladies that, so hang on a minute. You sit with Mummy and just sit and be good for 2 minutes for me. Oh, I love you. So yeah, it says on the sheet, high fertility but not peak. This means it detects 4 days up to your fertile time. So I'm high fertility, so everything's great. I would have thought my body's peak fertility day 14. So this is why I do think the digitals are good, but I'll show you why I'm not that happy. So I'm day 15 today. So day 14, which was Monday, yesterday, first morning urine, I've got CM lots. I'm getting through 2 to 3 panty liners and they're looking yellowy, so they're that creamy. And I did it with first morning urine and it's flashing still. So I'm like, oh, I was expecting a static smiley. I know another girl on this channel, oh, don't pee, come off a minute, you can do it in a minute, is having the same thing. She's had flashing smiley for 2 or 3 days. I read up on it completely and utterly yesterday. Hang on. And yeah, I read up on it and it does say you can have a flashing smiley face for 3 days before you get a static one. So I'm thinking it's only been a day and a half, but on day 14, morning urine, come here, be a good girl, don't be naughty, because I've just given you marshmallows, haven't I? Where was those marshmallows I gave you? In your tummy? Yeah. Do you want me to get you some raspberries in a minute? Yeah. Well, sit on my lap and be a good girl and I'll find you some raspberries out the fridge, because they're her favourite at the moment. Okay, you can sit on the bed or with me. You sit on the bed. So day 14, morning urine, I'm getting still a flashy smiley. Hang on 1 minute, I'm going to sort her, I'll be back in a minute. I'm sorry about that. She'd finished her little marshmallows and milk and her thing had stopped downstairs. So yeah, let me just quickly recap. So yeah, so 13th I started having the flashy smiley face, really happy because CM's on the go, and I thought brilliant. Did a video to my husband of the flashing face and said it's amazing, everything's on track. He was really pleased. Did the OPK cheapie strips, as in the Amazon ones, and not even squinty. Had no idea what was going on. As you can see, not a sausage on those, nothing. Not even squinters, which were really weird. But I thought, hey ho, I've got my digitals now. Day 14, as I say, flashing face is still going with morning urine, and that was at 6:50 a.m. CM completely lots now. And like I say, it was that, it goes to, for me, it is thicker, and I know it's the fertile stuff because it's a different consistency. It's not really stretchy, but it is the fertile stuff. I know because I've been tracking my CM for ages. It's gone from like nothing to thin and watery to lotiony, and then it starts getting clearer. It's a clearer sort of consistency, and like I say, it's not doubly stretchy like it would be in your 20s. If you're when you're late teens, early 20s, right up until your early 30s, it is really stretchy. But as you get into your late, as you get from about 33, 34 onwards, it can go a little bit more like this. If you get it between your fingers. But also, if you don't drink a lot, if you're really rubbish at drinking, that affects your CM a lot. That's why it's really important to try and drink a lot. And then you don't want to drink too much if you want a good result on these OPKs. It's completely nuts. Anyway, so day 14, morning, flashy face still. So then I held my urine, and at 4 o'clock I thought I'm going to do another one, because on these tests it clearly states when you get high fertility and a flashing face, it's advisable to test 2 times in the day if you can, but hold it for as long as you can. It says do the test from your longest sleep. So obviously that's saying whenever you wake up after like a 6 to 8 hour sleep, do a test. Well, I can't hold a pee for 6 to 8 hours in the day, but I did hold, I probably peed about 11 o'clock, and then I held it till about 4. And again, I really thought this is going to be a solid smiley, and it wasn't. It was flashing again. And I'm like, I just don't get this. I've had no ovary pain, but then occasionally I don't get that, very occasionally. I'd say 8 times out of 10, I feel that pain. It's niggly, it gets more intense, I feel it in my bottom, it lasts for about 12 to 24 hours, but very occasionally I don't get that, but I always get my CM, and that's how I know, things are happening. And I also get my temperature rising just before I ovulate as well, that's all. And on day 12 I got really boiling hot at night, and I haven't particularly got ice cold like I normally do. I've been wearing, they say to help implantation when you're TTCing, wear socks in bed if you can, keep your joints warm and things, and wrap up a little bit more. Don't obviously sleep with a hot water bottle and have boiling hot baths, but it does help implantation if you keep yourself on the move, and it keeps your blood more fluid, so that really helps with implantation if your circulation's good. So I have been wearing, I'm not being funny, I've got 2 pairs of socks on. It's not particularly cold, but I've been wearing socks, putting my dressing gown on at night, been making sure I wrap up warm, and I'm really looking after myself so that when I do release that egg, it is fertilised and the implantation takes. I really want to try every little trick in the book this time. So yeah, day 14, I'm still on a flashy smiley face, which it's not bad, but it's not great. And I felt so periody yesterday. It was unbelievable. I had backache from about 4 o'clock at night. I even got my little girl when I got out of the shower to rub a bit of cream on my back. I mean, I do get a little bit of a bad back when I've been standing up all day, and I had literally stripped and washed and made 6 beds yesterday, including bunk beds, and hoovered. It was a real housework day yesterday, so I did overdo it a little bit, which again probably isn't good when you're TTCing. They do say to try and be relaxed and a bit if you can sit down for a cuppa, do so. But yesterday I had to get the housework done because it was so cluttered, and I always do my beds once a week, and I had to do them. So I felt really backachy and really periody, and I said to Aaron, I feel like I'm coming on my period, and he said, well, you can't be, can you? And I went, no, I'm not due for another 2 weeks, but that's how I feel. And of course I'm Googling thinking, is that a symptom to ovulation? And sometimes it can be very close. Ovulating can be so, you know, you can get very similar. You can get cramps, obviously you get them when AF is coming, so that's very similar. And you can get backache, that is relevant. So I wasn't, although I know it was very strange to me, because I don't usually get backachy and periody before ovulation. I get a little bit cramp and I get the CM, but I don't get backache. But I felt from about 4 o'clock last night till I went to bed, backache all in my lower back, and I would have said it felt almost like periody for me. And I've wrote here, periody feeling, CM lots, backache, and I did some cheapy strips, and really weird, I got a very faint squinty line. I'm really sorry if you can't see this, but I will show you something in a minute that will make it better. Right, so I've got a very squinty line there, and with first morning urine, I've got a real squinter there. So I'm saying squinter, none of them are candy pink, saying it's just about to happen, and none of them are strong. The strongest so far that I've had is that day 8, what I showed you. But then this morning, day 15, Tuesday morning, 15th day of my cycle. I'm hoping to baby dance tonight. Like I say, we've done day 8, day 11, and we did day 13. So we've done 8, 11 and 13, and I did say to my husband I wouldn't mind doing it tonight, just that we have done it 4 times. But I'm going to wait and see, because he looked really like he's got a full diary today and really busy. But I think we've still done a good shot of it all, 8, 11 and 13. To me, that's quite good baby dancing. It's different days, there's been a good set amount of time. And it does say get baby dancing when you see the flashy face, because that's high fertility. It means LH surge hasn't been detected, but your estrogen has. The LH surge is when the egg is released. Soon as that LH surge is there, that means your egg has been released by the follicle. So that is when the egg's ready to meet the sperm. But so far the estrogen's there, which is the lining's getting all made, you know, that lovely lining of all the fibres to get the bedding of your womb all ready for implantation. That's what estrogen is. And the LH surge is when your egg's released. So my LH surge, obviously, maybe not strong enough to detect in my body. It might be there, but just not strong enough, or the egg's not released. Or I might have ovulated on day 10, day 11. This is all the if, buts and maybes. So perhaps if you're in the same situation now, I know a few of you are, perhaps you can comment down below. I've been in touch with one of the ladies that I follow. I don't know whether she follows me, and she's had exactly the same, a flashy face for like 3 days, and she thinks she's missed off. She thinks that she's ovulated early, and because she didn't start testing till day 10 on her digital, she thinks she ovulated a bit earlier. Well, I have no idea, because I've not used digitals before. So yes, I should have tested earlier, but I've been using those strips, and I've not got a solid line yet. I've got them candy pink, but not proper. So yeah, without getting too off the track, on day 15 today, it's Tuesday, got the dentist in a minute. And at 6:40, I did an OPK. And look, that's how it was on day 8. So I've got a candy pink line. So I've had a candy pink line on day 8, one on day 12, and now one on day 15. So then that's telling me, Ingrid, you're just ballsing up, because I think maybe it's me screwing up. Maybe my wee's just not, I should have just picked a time like 10 o'clock or something to test, I don't know. But that's first morning urine this morning, Amazon cheapy strips. I'm back to a candy pink line. So recap. Day 8, I started testing, I had a candy pink line. Then nothing till day 10 in the morning, a candy pink line, but nothing. And day 12, I had a candy pink line. Candy pink is that not positive. And guess what my digital said this morning? Same urine, flashy face. And I was like, oh, you are having a frigging laugh. Sorry about my language. But here I've got, look, baby dance so far, day 8, day 11, day 13. We're on day 15. I've put a circle with an S, so that'll be ticked if we do it tonight. I'm in one of those frame of minds where I think we should do it, just so that if I do ovulate today, later on today, I've ticked every box, but then I'm thinking we've done our best. But these are the ovulation sticks for the digital. But, and I'm just going to see if I can get a better light. That's today. So why I've scribbled out this, I so stupidly wrote DPO because I'm so used to doing pregnancy tests. Duh. But can you see? Like, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Then I've got a faint line. Faint line. Can you see that? Faint. And then it's getting stronger. So day 12, when I tested with afternoon P, quite weak afternoon P, negative, and then it's very faint squinty. Basically it's squinty right up until we get there. And I know it's terrible light, but you can see that line apparent, can't you? So that's the digital holders. I'll just go like that so you can you see that? So, sorry. I hope you can see that. I'm just doing it really so that you guys who are doing it as well. And the other thing, they go really blurry. That's, you dip, it says in the instructions, so you dip those for 15 seconds in a pot of urine or hold it in your stream for 5 seconds. Well, I dipped it exactly 15 seconds, shook it a little bit if there's any drips and put the holder on, and they still went quite blurry. So if I don't get a solid smiley by later on today or first thing tomorrow, I think I've either tested too late and missed my ovulation, or the LH is too weak in my body. I don't think that I've not ovulated. I just don't think that's happened, because I've had all the symptoms of ovulation. So yeah, that's my update today, guys. I hope you're all well. Please subscribe. We're up to quite a few subscribers now. I think it's just over 300, which is amazing. I'd love to get to 500 and spread the TTCing word out. I think this is such a good support for all of us, because I know that I have sort of messaged some of you, and I know that I've been following some of your journeys, which is great. And the only reason I got a digital was because I saw you guys using them. I would never have spent £23 on one otherwise. I'm not sure if I don't fall pregnant this cycle. I'm not sure I'm going to buy another digital. I don't know. I'm mixed reviews. If I get that static smiley face later on today or first thing tomorrow, 100% I'll probably buy another one next time, if there is a next time. But I'm just a bit bummed, because I really thought I'd see, like, maybe from day 10 a stronger progression line, and I really did think I'd get flashy till about morning time 14, and then I did think yesterday afternoon I'd get a solid smiley, and I did think today 100%. I can't imagine that I'd ovulate on day 15, day 16, so I really don't know what's going on. But I'll keep you updated. The next time you speak to me will be the 2-week wait. And love to all. Please thumbs up this video because it helps me. Ping on notifications if you want as well, and subscribe. Love to all, and baby dust. And please comment, because I always comment back. Bye. Bye.